Evening.
Indeed. You don't sound that well. How was Christmas?
Shit. It was alright.
Shit Christmas. What happened?
Food.
Food before was shit? Should come eat with the Jews, darling. I want to, on that note, I would like to say, before we start, so we'll have a rapport, that I had nothing to do personally with the circumstances that I didn't do it. I didn't do him. Nor did any Jew that I know, not for 30 shekels. That's under a fiver, you know. Don't give a hippie in for under a fiver nowadays. It's just not done. I'm not a particularly religious person myself. I'm an atheist. I look at agnostics and I think, what a bunch of superstitious commitment phobes. But there's one thing that I know, and there's one thing in which I believe, and there's one thing I fear. I know that hell exists, and I fear it because I've been. Last Thursday, Edmonton,
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
IKEA. Room into room, into room, into room, no way out, no exit. I just came for 2 bowls of soups because the only thing in the world I'm OCD in is matching bowls of fucking soup. Just all full of utility items called after my ex-boyfriends from my blonde period. The Ulf dustbin, the Sven carpet, the Erica frying pan. Erica. Well, she used to be called Eric when I was dating her. I do have this effect on men. It's the accent. It's not me. That's what you're saying. It's not you. Who's that? Is it Eric? You've been seeing her too, haven't you? Yeah, it is the accent. You know, when I came to this country, I used to work for a phone hotline. Went bust after a week. Then the guy who ran it decided to turn it into a BDSM line, made a fortune. I am Israeli, that's the sexy accent, that's what it is. Woo, indeed. You know Israel? You know the place I'm talking about? It's in the Middle East. Jews, Arabs. That's more or less the essence of it. People think it's a place with a very complicated history and situation. Basically what it is that we have taken over another people's country and we quite don't understand why they don't like it. You know what it's like. English have been doing this for 400 years. When they make their discontent obvious, we call them anti-Semites, and this is what we refer in my country as foreign policy. You're all from the embassy, aren't you?
Bombs are here.
Yeah, so, any other foreigners around here? Who's a foreigner? Yay?
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, I think there are actually more foreigners here and they kind of don't confess to it. I want to say right away, I'm not going to pick on any foreigners. Not even Germans. There's not going to be any of that. Where's my grandmother? What have you done with it? I know where she is. Thank you very much. But right, who's a foreigner? Because I just want to know whether we can talk about them. Not that. So how are you liking England? Shit, you don't like it? I love it. What about you, gringos? You think you're not foreigners? You are foreigners too. Are you liking it? The men are hot, aren't they? I can sue you.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I'll tell you about this a little bit later. Yeah, no, England is lovely. How about the English? No? Well, I don't know. Yeah, I got quite big, it's not them, it's the language. Now, I know you think I speak the language quite well. Some of you might have even made to know that I probably write for the freaking Guardian once in a while. I do. However, it's the way that people use language that I find difficult, which is my first example. People say to me, or about me more often, behind my back, because that's the way things are said about you in this country. They say, I find her difficult. Don't you find her difficult? I find her a bit difficult. That means I fucking hate her. Also often I hear, and this time to my face, This is not helpful at all. This is not really helping. Not only during sex, I hear that. Mostly though. This is not helping. Get your finger out of there. Sorry. Previous guy quite liked it. But my favorite, my all-time favorite is there's no need to get emotional. Why not? Cry in my office again, and I'll fire you, that's what it means. Oh, you're crying because I fired you? Cry some more, I'll shoot you, bitch. But to be perfectly honest, that's another one, isn't it? I love that one. What does that mean? I mean, in my country, when somebody says something like that to you, this means you're about to hear a big, huge, fat lie. And this country, what it means is I'm going to say something absolutely and totally mundane. To be perfectly and totally honest with you, I don't think your sandwich will be ready for another 5 minutes. What level of candor and honesty does such a statement require? How do they tell people here that they have degenerative diseases? I know how. I know how because I was told. Miss Baram, you have diabetes. It's a degenerative disease. It's probably going to kill you. Read these booklets. Come back in a week once you've composed yourself. There's absolutely no need to get emotional, is there? However, the shopping is fantastic, isn't it? Do you like the shopping here? Have you shopped already? No. How do you like my dress? Yeah, in it. Hopes. Yeah, because, you know, I come from Israel, which is a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern country. Anybody's been, you know, to Greece, Turkey, yeah, South Italy, Jordan, Iraq.
Yes.
Yeah. You went to Iraq, have you? Well, so you know how shopping goes there, right? You're a tourist, you're walking down the street, minding your own business, you've just decided not to waste too much money today, and one of us is snatching you into a shop, selling you 3 carpets and a jacket, all based on making you feel guilty. Going to a shop in Egypt, guy says, oh, this carpet, you want this carpet? Has a very interesting history, this carpet. My grandfather, he designed it. He was standing at the door of his shop, he was watching how you British were taking the mummies out of the pyramids to put in the British Museum. It was quite an emotional moment for him because his great-grandfather was actually mummified. He back into the shop, but we're all friends now, aren't we? I'll make you a special price. In Israel, we've turned this into a form of art, especially when it comes to German tourists, of course. This jacket, you like the jacket, don't you? It has a very interesting history, this jacket. My grandfather, he was holding into it all through the war. In the camps, you know, stashed in his rectum. I'll make you a special price. Don't smell it though. Indeed. However, the English are known in the world as a nation of shopkeepers, and there's a reason for that. That's because they want to keep everything inside the shop and not let anybody buy it. So you go on the sales now and you try stuff on, and they come out of the dressing room and they look at the mirror and I'm thinking, not bad, but maybe a little bit too old for that. I don't know, it's a bit short, it's a bit long. And all the time I'm waiting for the shop assistant who's standing there to start doing her job, namely to lie to me, right? Woo! This looks amazing, you look really skinny in that. And young, you look anywhere near 50. Oh, you're just 40. Well, your boobs look really huge. Nothing, bitch stirs right through me, so I'm trying to help her, you know, and I kind of go, what do you think? Is it nice? Well, it's up to you, really. Is it? It was up to you and the select committee. I'm not quite sure what a select committee is, by the way. I know it's something that has to do with politics. You know that they've had an election here recently, do you?
Oh, yeah.
It was very interesting. They chose the Conservative Party, mostly. And now they are in a state of shock. Because the mostly Conservative government is running a policy of cutting on public spending. Have you ever heard anything like that? The Conservative Party in this country is actually conservative. Shocking. Oh, you know, I did say so on the tin. You should have looked before you thought it. Try harder next time. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic New Year.